absolute certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for.
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula Bore Formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked?
I do think that works, Dr. Matt. I'm pretty sure my co-host thinks that works also. I know he's listening in, might be having some tech issues, but we'll be here momentarily. And until then, Dr. Matt, shall we get to know a few of these folks here today?
Let's do it. I'm excited.
Let's do it. First, coming from Orange County, California, in the holistic world since 2011, moving further forward in 2019, followed by more learning, creating a stronger identity for herself and finding her own path in growth and spirituality. Worked in health and wellness gym that was open during COVID and started in the biohacking space. She is a master healer, woman advocate, and influencer with nearly 10,000 followers on Instagram. Let's welcome to the show, Master Jacqueline Nicole.
Thank you.
Hello, Jacqueline. Welcome to the Heart of Influence. And as I shared in the green room, Plato said, play a game with me for an hour and we will learn more about each other than if we spoke for a year. And so we kicked this fun game
a long
off
time.
What's that?
Speaking for years, a long time, Belrita.
Speaking for years is definitely a long time. And so we kicked this show off with a fun fact, Master Jacqueline. And so, Master Jacqueline, what would be your fun fact?
My fun fact is that I'm an alchemist that can transmute, should I say, poison into medicine, which will be the greatest alchemy of your life.
Whoa. These are your people, Belrita.
These are my people turning poison into what did you call it?
Medicine.
Medicine.
Poison into medicine, Belrita. These are your folks. Jacqueline, welcome to Dr. Matt Orman's Heart of Influence. Belrita. Hello, everyone. Where are we going from here?
Hello, Sean Callagy. Rolling with Master Jacqueline from Florida, a commercial broker, mortgage loan officer, various types of loans, creating a birthing center, passionate about helping women and children, a safe space for learning to connect their minds, bodies, souls again to their light, pre, during, and post-pregnancy. Also supporting clients in creating herbal supplements to assist them through the process. Let's welcome to the show, Shelly Gremlin.
Shelly, welcome to Dr. Matt's Heart of Influence. And please, Shelly, your headline fun fact.
Hello, and thank you. My fun fact is I am actually a guardian ad litem
Oh,
for the foster system. Yeah.
Thank you for taking care of children and keeping them safe.
you.
All the beautiful things. Appreciate that. And you're ready to have a little bit of fun today on Dr. Matt's Heart of Influence.
Yes, I am very excited.
People after the hearts around the space, heart-centered, growth-minded people, but of course, because it's Dr. Matt's Heart of Influence. Bella?
Of course it is. Coming all the way from Liberia, winning souls through education while God aligns him with the right people, a converted Muslim to Christianity, building schools and healthcare centers in Liberia and Sierra Leone, planting the world of God into the hearts of kids and providing school feeding, nourishing their bodies and souls. Let's welcome to the show, Idrissa Paul Bangura.
Thank you very much for having me. Bella, please, one more time. The name.
Idrissa.
Idrissa, is that correct?
Idrissa Paul Bangura.
Okay, and your first name is?
Idrissa.
Idrissa, am I saying that properly?
Yeah.
Idrissa, thank you so much, and welcome to Dr. Matt's Heart of Influence. Idrissa, and please, your fun fact.
Well, my fun fact is creating something out of nothing.
Let's go, Bella. Profound depth is present on Dr. Matt's Heart of Influence. This must be a beautiful West Coast show today, Bella Rita. Dr. Matt, yourself, let's rock and roll. Idrissa, welcome to the party.
Welcome to the party, Idrissa. Coming from Houston, Texas, a chiropractor, board-certified kinesiologist, clinical nutritionist, biological terrain instructor, and clinic director of the Natural Medicine Center. He has lectured internationally for over 3 decades on enhancing human performance with better lifestyle, a recognized expert in functional...
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Ah,
Bless you times 3.
Bella, I'm hearing that you can use some holistic health help right here.
Yes.
Right?
And endocrinology, diagnostic procedures, and has taught thousands of practitioners in 6 continents. Let's welcome to the show, Dr. Bob Rakowski.
Dr. Bob, I have one question. Why are you discriminating against penguins? Unless, of course, the one continent you haven't been to is, in fact, not Antarctica. But I'm hearing you correctly that you've yet to adjust the penguin in Antarctica. Am I hearing that, Dr. Bob?
You did hear that. You know what? And no, I'm not discriminating against penguins. I'm going to say my sponsors have. So I've gotten sponsors to go all over the world, but not yet Antarctica. Maybe I'll just pull out my own penny and go and move those penguins towards better, which is what I love to do.
Let's go save the emperor penguins. And Dr. Bob, what's your fun fact, please?
You know, fun fact is I guess I'm always a student, sometimes a teacher. I like to tell people my personal brand is wellness transformation expert, all things health, happiness, and success. So I love connecting with people in a way where I can find something out where I can lead them to better. That could be with a recommendation or even more powerfully at times. So I've never found anybody that we couldn't at least lead in a better direction. Awesome. And usually quick.
Let's go. Appreciate you, Dr. Bob. Let's go get it. Bella Rita, who else is here to join Dr. Bob?
Let's go get it. Joining Dr. Bob from Beverly Hills, California, the mindset master and the attitude doctor. 40 plus years helping thousands transform their minds, lives, and pocketbook. A master authority in NLP, founder of innovative seminars, and author awarded the Presidential Life Achievement Award. Professional speaker, life and business mentor, educator and actor, filmmaker, and consultant to the entertainment industry. Let's welcome to the show, Rex Sikes.
Rex, congratulations on your impact and success in the world, and please, your fun fact.
I can make people sneeze through Zoom.
Whoa. Listen, dude, please do not start that with Bella.
I think that just worked.
There's one trigger at Rex on Zoom with Bella, and she'll sneeze 14 times. So can we please reserve that till after the show? Is that cool?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So the fun fact is I helped build a city from scratch.
You helped build what from scratch?
A city, an entire city from scratch. Reclaimed.
What city?
Pardon me?
What city was that?
was a meditation community in Oregon back in the 80s. So I spent years living in the Rajneeshpuram.
Very, very cool. Bella Verita, this is straight out of the Bella Verita Book of the Heart of Influence. And we joke because I'm from the East Coast, Bella's from the West Coast, and we talk about, or from Texas, which she says.
I'm actually from the South, but
right,
I lived on the West.
But she moved and adopted California ways. And so we joke a lot about the dynamic of like meditation retreats versus like, you know, New York and New Jersey and all the fun things. So Rex, you are tipping the scales today towards the world of Bella Verita, which is a beautiful thing because she's amazing. Welcome to the Heart of Influence. Bella Meditation Retreat Cities in Indigenous names. That's what I'm hearing from Rex. Let's go.
That's what I'm hearing from Rex. Definitely my kind of people. And next up, from Grass Valley, California, one of our very own, a guest of hundreds of podcasts, leading roughly 200 episodes of his own show, uncovering the honest truth about mental health. 45 years in the field, introduced a novel methodology leading to remarkable patient recoveries, questioning traditional mental health definitions, authoring numerous books, promoting healing courses, transforming the narrative of mental health on a global scale, emphasizes communication, creativity, and self-expression in healing. Let's welcome to the show, Dr. Fred Moss.
Dr. Fred, welcome to Dr. Matt's Heart of Influence. Welcome, welcome. And please, Dr. Fred, what is your fun fact?
Dr. Fred, you know the drill. You got to unmute, my friend.
There you go. Sorry about that. I'm gonna go with the same fun fact I went with last time we went through this drill. And this was the idea that I was an audiophile. I've been a music fan since I can remember. And I saw a guy in 1975 that I had never heard of named Bruce Springsteen. And I was invited to go there to actually do a review on him for the mother of my best friend, because she couldn't attend for the Detroit Free Press. So we went there. We went to Hill Auditorium that evening after school. And we were treated to by far the best rock concert I've ever seen before or since then. And that was a 4.5-hour show of Steve Van Zandt and you know, Max Weinberg, and the star of the show, of course, Clarence Clemons and Bruce. And I have never been so moved as I was then. But the most shocking thing was that I had no idea I was even seeing anybody. I did not recognize his name. It was that week he was put on the cover of Newsweek and then put on the cover of Time. And then I took all of my high school friends to the next one. And the next one was in Detroit just about 4 weeks later. And we all sat in the second row. It was a money back guarantee that it would be the best show that any of them had ever seen before. And none of them asked for a refund. And now they give me a full credit for introducing Bruce Springsteen to my high school.
That is absolutely extraordinary, Dr. Fred. Love it. I'm deeply moved. Bella Verita, you've never asked me for a refund either.
I don't ask you for refunds. No, sir.
That is amazing. We're talking about shared experiences and magic. Dr. Fred, so grateful for you to be here. And as a part of my fun fact, I'm going to share my favorite quote from Bruce Springsteen. We'll get there in a minute. And then we're going to play it tonight. Chapter 74 from Born to Run in Bruce's own voice. We'll play it tonight. Bella Verita, if you could text Michael Johnson so I don't lose track of that. I do want to do that. So poignantly.
74, you said?
Chapter 74. I'll explain the part. Yeah. Awesome. From the Born to Run. Dr. Fred, this man is an impact human on the face of the earth, impeccable heart for the recreation of mental health. I also offer to you, Dr. Fred and everybody here, the final chapter, I think chapter 9 of Malcolm Gladwell's new Revenge of the Tipping Point, where he talks about the spread of opioids. And I think it would powerfully resonate with your heart and soul, Fred, for what Malcolm talks about in the book and all of its incredible sad dynamics. So Dr. Fred, welcome. Thank you. Bella, we got Dr. Fred.
Dr. Fred, welcome. And Dr. Mattsons, I do not have a bio on Simone. How about you introduce the one and only?
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Simone Watson. She is the co-founder of Return and Renewed. Her and her husband are a team in helping serve LDS returned missionaries transition back into normal civilian life while gaining or maintaining all the gains they learned from 2 years of humanitarian service and coming back into normal life, pursuing education and future life. Simone is an influencer. She is a visionary. She is a homeschool mom, chicken raising, natural food producing, superstar influencer. So Simone Watson, thanks for being here.
Simone, welcome to Dr. Matt's Heart of Influence. Thank you. Truly appreciate and present to what you're up to, at least at some level in the world. Any degree of taking people.
This is
audible. Who have served people and taking the skill sets developed in the drills that are out there, to use a Dr. Fred word from today, in the world, and then to translate that into other aspects of their life is something that is something that we are present to here as an enormous leakage in the world. Taking military and elite military and translating that back into life, taking peak performance athletes from high school and college professionals and translating that into business or mission or charity. Such a challenge, such a friction point, such a leakage, and so happy to hear that you're up to that in the world. So thank you for that. And Simone, what is your fun fact?
Thank you. My fun fact is that I got to be an extra in a music video where 2 metal pianos were being struck by a giant Tesla coil.
Whoa! What's the music video?
It's Tommy Prophet and William Joseph, Thunderstruck.
Oh.
Wait, like the Thunderstruck song or a
Like,
different?
yeah, AC/DC Thunderstruck. It's a cover by those 2 artists.
Oh my goodness. That is one of the core songs of the Unblinded universe. So this is
Oh, yeah.
amazing. Noah, we have to check out this cover video with Simone in it, although I am blind. You can tell me what's happening. Simone, welcome to Heart of Influence. Bella Vrita, Dr. Matt's got it going. Now we have a little East Coast stuff going on, Bella. Let's go.
Now we got some East Coast stuff going on, and coming from Maricopa, Arizona, distinguished figure in holistic healthcare, renowned for his expertise in human psychology and mind-spirit-body harmony. Over 20 years of experience, having treated over 85,000 patients, nationally board certified in chiropractic, acupuncture, and psychotherapies, trained by top experts in various disciplines, and strategic ally, a confidant, a custodian of health and well-being for those who shape our world. Let's welcome the one, the only, Dr. Matt Ormond.
Dr. Matt, welcome to your party. Thank you for being a cause in the beautiful matter of these fine folks being assembled today, the introductions, the value, the possibility, and please, your fun fact.
My fun fact, I'll say with the music theme, is I am a Deadhead, love the Grateful Dead, and there's a band called Fish that once the Dead kind of ended, I followed Fish for a while. So much so that my oldest son is named Fisher.
I love this, Dr. Matt. Appreciate it. And if your health issues are in play, the holistic diagnostic completeness of Dr. Matt and his mastery, no bounds. Dr. Matt, thank you. And shall we do the thing, sir?
Thank you very much.
And I put like my health in his hands at times, and he has been truly profoundly remarkable. So yes, shall we do the thing, sir?
Well, let's do the things. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you. This woman who's making all these beautiful introductions began her career in influence, selling crafts on her parents' front lawn as an 8-year-old. She progressed to being a 7-figure business generator in space and network marketing by the age of 19. 7 figures, teenager, and network marketing, those don't go together except with her. 24, 25, 26 years old. She is the #1 business broker in the state of Nevada, 3-peating like Jordan, except in business brokerage, not in hoops. And she was also the first woman ever to do it, and the youngest person, male or female, ever do in her life. By the time she is complete with that, she starts to train entrepreneurs in Fortune 500 companies. In fact, in 2019, every sales team she worked with doubled their sales. Skier, surfer, scuba diver, adventurer in the most extreme of conditions. Maybe learned it from a blind man, maybe from YouTube. That changes day to day, sometimes hour to hour. Bella, is a blind man or YouTube right now?
It's blind man.
Yay for me. And then she became a philanthropist, raising 8 figures for charity with the Unblinded team. Yes, I said 8, not 7, nor 6. And this incredible woman in 2023 publicly battled and defeated cancer. Let's welcome to Dr. Matt Ormond's Heart of Influence, the woman that put the heart in it, Bella Vrita. Bella Vrita, your fun fact, please.
I'm gonna go with the fun fact since you have a New York Mets hat on. I might have been at the postseason playoff games this week, and I might have left the stadium with my very first Major League True Baseball. That is my fun fact for today.
That is extraordinary, Bella Vreda. Well, that must be a person that loves and cares about you very, very much who made that possible. So congratulations.
I think he does. I think he's got a crush on me for sure.
Yes. Well, thank you very much. Bella, let's go do the things.
Let's go do the things. I will introduce my co-host, the man that Tony Robbins said, there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callagy. He beats world champions like Becky at body surfing competitions. He's only one of 2 attorneys to win 2 top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 2016, and the only one that's blind out of 1.2 million attorneys. And in fact, the state of New Jersey thought he was so cool that they actually named him one of New Jersey's most influential attorneys. He has spoken on stages such as Disney, T-Mobile, Salesforce, Tony Robbins 18 times, just spoke at MasterCard. And when he's not busy flying around the world, speaking on stages, he is an incredible philanthropist that has raised nearly $10 million for refugees in the Ukraine. Let's welcome my co-host, Mr. Sean Callagy.
Thank you, Bella Vreda. Okay, so here are a quick series of bang, bang, bang fun facts. 1, I failed freshman high school geometry for the year. 2, I ran for class president in 7th grade, got 2 votes. 3, my first final grade in law school was a C+. So we'll start with those 3. And my favorite Bruce Springsteen quote from chapter 74 of Born to Run is there's 2 reasons why the E Street Band, in his estimation, relentlessly, powerfully, in service of and contribution, played the way they did every single night, night after night. Number 1, because they were aligned people who came together magically and impactfully for a common cause and vision. And second, Bruce's words, because I made them. Do not underestimate, as Bruce says, directly, the power of the second one, because without it, the first one doesn't happen. So one of my models, my heroes, Bruce Springsteen, the world, one of the most relentless humans committed to mastery and alignment I have ever seen. And he continues to rock on. And Belle and I had the privilege of seeing him in DC with my daughter Emma a short time ago. And he is Bruce relentlessly, powerfully, even at 75 years old. So thank you, Dr. Fred, for invoking the boss. Bella Vreda, you're the boss. Where are we going?
I am the boss for sure. And how about we kick this show off with Master Jacqueline?
Jacqueline. Bella will be anybody you'd like her to be. What we're exploring is the superpower of integrous influence. How do we cause yes with people? And I'm not talking Wolf of Wall Street meets Boiler Room, pitching, hooking, closing. Not sure how you would feel about that, but we around these parts feel kind of like, yuck. But what does it look like when heart-centered, sophisticated, masterful people come together and yes should actually happen? This is our research and development laboratory. 8,000 plus people into this, Jacqueline. Welcome to the party. And please, Jacqueline, who would you like Bella Vreda to be that you're going from hello to yes with?
So, sorry, I just want to make sure I'm understanding it. So it's kind of just like asking a question on how to create that.
Yep. Jacqueline, you create yeses in your life. Is that fair? Okay.
Yes.
And you create yeses to bring your mission forward, your business forward. Is that fair?
So how people say yes to me is what you're saying.
Yeah. And it could be about anything.
Okay.
So it could be like management leadership. And it doesn't, Jacqueline, have to be the final yes. It could just be a yes for a longer conversation. That's all. So please, who would you like, Bella?
So when I am choosing, or when I am in conversation with people, excuse me, a lot of the times what helps people to become more yes to me is the relatability.
Yeah, and Jacqueline, no, we're actually role playing it out.
Oh,
So-
sorry, my bad. Okay, so I'm going to be talking to Bella in that essence. Okay.
Yes, no, perfect. And so who would you like her to be? She could be an ideal client, patient.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry?
Okay. So, no, I gotcha. So she's going to be my avatar right now. So Okay, so Bella, you're going to be my ideal avatar of a woman who is going through some hardship, some challenges that may be against, maybe her personal beliefs, her family's beliefs, societal beliefs. The list can go on. And you have no one to turn to. But you meet me, you come to my social media, you see that there's stuff that is relatable and that you're passionate about, but you're afraid to come out of so-called the closet to express it because of fear of judgment. So that's going to kind of be the scenario.
Awesome.
That work?
That works.
Okay. Okay. So do I start it?
Yeah. Hello, this is Bella.
Hi, Bella. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. So what was it that brought you to this call today?
Yeah, thank you so much for asking. I came across your Instagram profile, and I have been, just struggling. I think, I'm a year post cancer, and figuring out my hormones, and sometimes my emotions go up and down, and so I saw your Instagram and thought I would check you out.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for, being so open about it. I'm so happy that we connected because I do work with a lot of women in different areas of wellness. And if you don't mind me asking, what type of cancer did you defeat?
I had a rare sarcoma in my uterus.
Ooh, so womb. You had it in the womb. Okay. And how long did that take you to overcome that?
I went through a holistic process and then ultimately had to have surgery, ultimately had a full hysterectomy. The whole process, I think, was, probably 4 or 5 months, I think.
Wow. Well, that takes a very courageous woman to go through that. I'm sure it had a lot of its trials and errors in the sense of like learning, Eastern medicine, probably with a little bit of Western medicine too, with the surgeries and stuff. Now, were you raised holistically?
Not necessarily. My dad would like to shove pills down my throat for anything and everything.
And then what are you? Are you more pro Eastern, Western, or kind of a blend?
I would say a blend. Definitely, we'll try the holistic approach and then first, and then if that doesn't get the result, then, rely on traditional medicine for sure.
Oh, I love that. That's kind of like how I am too. My family, it's like 50-50. Some are very Western, some are very Eastern, and then I'm kind of the bridge, bringing it both in. So I have a question for you. So since you went through, the defeat with cancer and everything, do you struggle? You're saying with hormones, but do you feel challenged emotionally with anything like that? You feel that it may be oppressed within you that could have caused you to go into cancer? Because I know from my research, our body's very very intelligent, and our emotions have a lot to do with things that become into our body. And I say this because I healed myself from endometriosis without having to do surgery, but it was a long process of really dedicating to myself. But in that process, even to this day, I still get residual, emotions that come up. And so I was just curious if like you ever get things that just come out of nowhere and you're wondering where it comes from.
I do sometimes, and unfortunately, I got to run right now, but it seems like you might have a little bit more to share with me. So unfortunately, I got to run right now, but maybe we can have a, bit of a longer conversation tomorrow when I have more time.
Yes, I would love that because I feel that there's a lot that we can work through, and I specialize in wound healing, and it's a lot more than we know because it goes even further to energetics and ancestral healing. So definitely would love to work with you. And what does your Friday look like at 12 o'clock?
Yeah, let's since we're at time, we'll figure that out tomorrow. I got to run right now, but great job, Master Jacqueline. And next up, Dr. Matt has voluntold Dr. Bob in the participant seat. So next up, we got Dr. Bob.
Dr. Bob, who would you like Bella to be? Great job, Jacqueline. Come back with feedback in a moment. Dr. Bob, who's Bella going to be?
Who's Bella going to be?
Yes. Yeah, who is Bella going to be that you're going from hello to yes with? Ideal patient, could be a speaking booking for you somewhere in the world, could be you're influencing an international leader for a new policy issue. What would it be, Dr. Bob?
She could be all the above. Why don't we start the conversation and find out where she falls in best?
Well, remember, because you're creating a yes with her. So this is a.
Well, I am, but I want to find out what yes I want to create with her, right? So,
who would you like her to be?
certainly as an ideal patient, there's things that we could move in that direction. That's for sure.
Great. Okay, and what would her issues be physically that you'd be saying? She's got pain, she's got sadness, she's got combination. Like, if you gave just a quick overview of her symptoms?
Well, I'd rather go with what she said, right? She beat a rare uterine sarcoma. She said she wanted to get
awesome.
balance.
Got it. Thank you, Dr.
But might as well go with where she is.
Sure. Take us in.
All right. Hello, this is Bella.
Well, happy, beautiful day, Bella. Thank you for volunteering. That I find that pretty amazing. Bella, sometimes we don't want to get too personal about what you're sharing in a public forum about what's going on in your health. But if I'm going to get to a yes real quick, 3 times in my life I've lectured at the International Nutrition and Cancer Conference. I've got plenty of different strategies where people can get better, and I'd love to share some of that data with you if you're open to it.
I am definitely open to it. I got a couple of minutes, so what can you share with me?
Well, that would be we already got the yes, right? So I have a video that's as short as 13 minutes that explains how we've gotten into this cancer conundrum, or something as long as 4 hours with over 250 scientific references. I would like to send you something to start so you understand the process and what we can do to resolve this. Do you want the short and sweet, or do you want the full meal deal, everything profoundly detailed?
Probably the short version. I don't know if I'm going to be watching anything that's like 4 hours long, to be completely honest. So if you definitely have something short that I could take a look at, and then what would be the next steps from there?
The next step is I just find out your thoughts, right? We're going to share how this process happens. And I'm going to start with a simple question, and this will sound strange at first, but I was at a cancer lecture 35 years ago, and a PhD researcher named Dean Black walked into a group of 200 doctors and asked a very profound question, which has been so valuable. I've asked it many thousands of times since. And here's the question I'm going to ask you. How does a hurricane start? And even though that sounds strange for what we're talking about, what's your best answer to that? How does a hurricane start?
I believe it's like when warm weather meets cool weather, or warm winds meets cool, and something about how they mix. Something about warm and cool, how they mix, I think.
Brilliant answer. Dean Black's answer was a hurricane starts when conditions are just right. He then followed that up with, how does a tornado start? So I'm going to ask you that. How does a tornado start?
When Bella Verita walks into a room.
There you go. When conditions are just right, right? And how does cancer start?
When conditions are just right.
Exactly. And those conditions are low oxygen, low nutrients, high acid, chronic inflammation, immune suppression, secondary to chronic distress. Hundreds of thousands of study points that have shared that. And the only way we resolve it, I'll actually go with the next question. How does cancer resolve?
When things are just right.
There we go. We change those conditions. And so starting with a short video, we'll get you an idea of what those conditions are, what you can do about it. And then the simple answer would be, or the next question I have is, do you want to have a follow-up conversation to see if we can customize something for you?
That would be interested. I'd be interested in finding out some more information.
Beautiful. All right. Well, we've actually gotten from the hello to a yes. So
there you go.
Yeah, Dr. Bob and Jacqueline, really wonderful work and some critically important work you're doing. You're changing the overstory, as Malcolm Gladwell will call it, in The Revenge of the Tipping Point, the overstory and the paradigms. And as Dr. Fred is, Dr. Matt, and many of you here are, it's very challenging. You're doing a beautiful job. So thank you for that. Bella
And Sean, did you hear my answer when Dr. Bob asked me how do you know when a tornado is coming? Is that what I think the question was? Did you hear my answer for that, Sean?
Yes, I'm not confused, wiseacre, Bella Verita.
By the way, I would say you're a very productive and wonderful hurricane. You've got some of the best energy I've seen. So thank you for sharing it.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And with that, with all of this energy, we're going to go to the judges. And judges, this is the time in the show that we get to give back in the form of feedback. And so it's going to be 30 seconds of feedback for either Jacqueline or Dr. Bob, something that they did great, something that they could do to improve, and then a little scoring system. That scoring system is like, what would your next steps be? Would your next steps be you'd rather go to the dentist and have a root canal than have a longer meeting with Dr. Bob or Master Jacqueline? Yeah, not so fun, especially on a Thursday. but maybe that next step would be a Starbucks, a little mocha chocolate, a little croissante, maybe with some pumpkin spice in it for the holidays. So maybe that cup of coffee would be your next step. But if that's not enough time and you're so intrigued with Dr. Bob and Master Jacqueline, you would be willing to rent a private room at the Capitol Grill for a nice long dinner with steak and seafood and salads and desserts and all of the things for the longest meeting possible. But if that's still not enough time and you're like, ooh, you're chomping out the bit and you want as much time with Master Jacqueline and Dr. Bob as possible, then you would be willing to rent a private jet, fly anywhere in the world, have the longest meeting possible with Master Jacqueline or Dr. Bob. And so let's kick this off with Rex. And Rex, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Master Jacqueline?
What I liked about her is that, Jacqueline, that you actually did pay attention. You listened. You were able to feedback what was said, and you were sensitive, but you were also direct. You know, when she said that she had you know, a uterine form of cancer, you were like, oh, the womb, and you went into, but you seemed to, it seemed that you were heart-centered enough to pursue it because she's important, not what you were offering was important, as much as the importance of the other person. Yes.
Rex, no sneezing and great feedback, triple aces. Great job, sir. And what would the follow-up step be? Would it be a sneezing fit, maybe a cup of coffee, seafood tower dinner, private jet somewhere? Rex, what would that next step be?
I think, honestly, the best thing would be to have a nice sit down with coffee and take it from there. No need to try and rush or push. Just go with the next logical step and then move from there.
No sneezing or sneezing?
Don't need to sneeze.
No sneezing, coffee, caffeine. Rex has got it, Bella. Let's go.
Rex has got it. Let's go. Shelly, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Dr. Bob?
For Dr. Bob, he is very informative and was quick to get you to say yes and wanted to give you information very quickly is how it felt. Like he knows the facts and he wanted to be able to present those to you to help you to make a decision.
Beautiful. And the next step would be?
Probably a cup of coffee.
All right. Caffeine's flowing, Bella. We're going to be very energized. Let's go.
We're going to be very energized. I'm looking forward to that after a few nights of just a few hours of sleep. I'm talking up the caffeine myself. And next up, let's go. Idrissa, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Jacqueline?
Yeah, I just want to say Jacqueline did a very good open up of discussion, and she was very calm and cool, and she tried to project her thoughts and also get you a yes from you. And I think she did a very good start.
Awesome, Idrissa. And what would the next step be? A cup of coffee, maybe dinner, private room, a jet? What is it?
I would say a cup of coffee.
Nice. We got a trifecta of caffeine, Bella Rita.
Trifecta of caffeine.
We may be a little hungry, but we're getting a lot of caffeine.
Yeah, that is definitely true. Let's go. Simone, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Master Jacqueline?
Jacqueline. Okay, so I loved how genuine she was. I felt like once she got into the groove and like really got true, at first it felt like a role play, but then as soon as she found that connecting point, it was like a genuine conversation, and she just seemed like someone that I could trust. Like if I was putting myself in your position, someone that cared about me and wasn't just trying to push anything on me, but really wanted to share something because she's passionate about it.
Simone, beautiful work. And the next step would be, Simone?
More coffee.
More coffee.
More coffee.
Bella, we're having like a 4-shot or something, a quadruple coffee.
Quadruple coffee. Let's go, Dr. Fred. Dr. Fred, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Dr. Bob?
Yeah, I found Dr. Bob to be compelling and very, very articulate about what it is that he knows about what's happening and what's happening in this condition and how he can be helpful and where the research goes and all the things that he's acquired over time and his own personal accolades and achievements in the field that could be very helpful. And I thought he was very graceful in displaying all of his expertise and spoke like a leader, spoken like a doctor who's made a difference in front of hundreds or thousands of people in the past, and really got her to yes, the early yes quite quickly, and then built on that to create a much larger yes. And that was pretty impressive to work as fast as he did to get this done in the short period of time that he had.
So we going coffee? We're gonna get some food. Like, what's next, Dr. Fred?
I think it's looking like food to me. We can get coffee. We can get coffee at the end of the grill. We can later on. We can maybe get coffee after dinner. But I think a good couple steaks would be a good idea.
Oh, Dr. Fred, thank God, Bella. Dr. Fred is feeding us. God bless his heart. I don't even drink coffee, so I was gonna be thirsty and hungry. Come on, Belle.
Come on, let's go. Dr. Matt, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Jacqueline?
Awesome. Yeah, great job, both of you. In fact, I thought your questions, Jackie, and both of you, precision of your questions was on point. I also think your acknowledgement, Jackie, of Bella and her journey was so good to validate and to hold that space for her. You could feel her heart open up as you validated her. And so I love that. If we're looking at micro distinctions of where to optimize, perhaps there's a four energies of fun energy, aspirational energy, goddess energy. You come in as goddess, no doubt. You own the Zeus, but there may have been some aspirational energy that could have been poured in the moment to infuse hope.
Beautiful job, Dr. Matt. Sir, you know what time it is. I've been a little bit under the weather, Dr. Matt, so take it easy on me. Because Bella Rita woman, she can come at it hard. So Bella, over to you.
Yes, Sean is a funny man. And Dr. Matt, as you know, and everyone, this is the time in the show that we have the honor and the privilege of putting Sean on the hot seat in a scenario that he has no idea about, because I've been cooking them up as the show has been going on. Because Dr. Bob, Master Jacqueline came into the hot seat. Maybe you knew what you were doing, maybe not. But we get to choose. Dr. Matt, I have 3 scenarios that you get to choose from for Sean to go from hello to yes. You can choose any one of these scenarios. You can change anything about the scenarios, or you can come up with something much harder on your own. Are you ready to hear what I have for today?
Yes, let's go.
All right. I thought option number 1, since Master Jacqueline's getting into the biohacking space, that maybe she might want to speak at the next biohacking conference. So option number 1 is Sean would role play Jacqueline going from hello to yes with Dave Asbury to speak at the next biohacking conference. So that is option number 1. Option number 2, I was inspired by Shelly's fun fact. I too was a CASA, and I think our foster children's system definitely needs some more fun. So option number 2 is Sean could role play Shelly going from hello to yes with Charlize Theron on donating $100,000 to the CASA program to help children in foster care. So that's option number 2. And then option number 3, as I had Rex in mind, and my dear friend Britney Spears has definitely had some mindset challenges in the last couple decades. And I would love to see her just get healthy, because there's just something about her that I love. And so option number 3, Dr. Matt, is Sean could role play Rex going from hello to yes with Britney Spears to have Britney Spears work with him. So those are the 3 options that I have for you today, Dr. Matt. Any of those tickle your fancy, or do you have something much harder you'd like to see Sean do?
Bella Farida, those are so good. Those are so fun. And I know we could pick one of these for everybody in this room. And although I would love to see Jackie on a stage in a biohacking conference, I think she is already there. I cannot pass up Britney Spears. Let's go with Britney Spears.
Okay, fantastic. And Dr. Matt, who would you like to play maybe the slightly loony Britney Spears?
Let's go. I think Simone's got it in her.
Simone, are you up for playing
Do it
Britney
too.
Spears?
Why did I absolutely know it was going to be me that you chose? Yes, I'm totally up for it.
Well,
This
thank
is
you for
me.
that, Simone. And who am I being causing the yes, Bella?
You are being the mindset master and the attitude doctor, Rex Sykes.
Got it. Okay. And okay. So hi, is Miss Spears available?
Sometimes.
Yes. I'm available. Yeah. Are you available right now, Miss Spears?
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
us.
I'm here.
This is Rex. We had a 3-minute conversation scheduled for today. Still a good time?
Oh, man. Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Listen, I want this to be at a time that makes sense for you. So if it's not, we can reschedule. But if it is, I'm here and ready to go.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Ms. Spears. And 2 minutes and 45 seconds and counting. I want to honor your time. This is what your team had requested, us to have this conversation. And if I may ask, what prompted you to say yes to this conversation? I'm honored. I know that you know who you are. I also just want you to know that I know who you are. And I'm really grateful for this opportunity. So please, Ms. Spears, what's the prompt, the why behind our conversation today?
Well, honestly, I'm really only here because I was told I needed to show up to this.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry. And do you know what this is and who I am and why we're connected here and why somebody would tell you that you had to do something?
No, they are telling me that it's supposed to help me in my life, and so I'm here.
Okay. Well, do you think you need any help in your life? I mean, you're Britney Spears. You're amazing. So is there anything you think you need support with, service of, help with?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of have people that do all the stuff for me, so
Cool. Well, it sounds like you got a great life. Can I be you?
it's not that great.
No. Well, what's going on? And I mean that this is confidential. I've signed all the documents. I'm hearing something there. And I mean this, Miss Spears. Whatever everybody else thinks is not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in how you're feeling. I'm interested in how much you love yourself, how much you're having fun in life, how much you have a compelling vision forward. If you are, and if you're good with exactly where you are, then we're good. We can talk about how amazing you are and what we're having for dinner. I got a minute and a half to go in the allotted time that you provided, your team provided at least. But how you doing? Like really? Like what would you want me to know about how you're feeling about life?
Thank you. I guess I feel trapped.
Wow.
And don't love myself and just kind of do what I'm told.
And why do you feel that you have to do what you're told? I'm just, like what's there in the trappedness? What's trapping you? Why do you feel you need to do what you're told? I'm so sorry. It's a horrible way to feel. I'm really sorry.
Thank you. That's kind of just been my life.
Well, how important would it be to you to reach a different place? How important would it be? How acceptable or not would it be to stay trapped? And how important would it be if you could feel really free? Like, how would that be for you?
I don't even know if that's possible.
Yeah. And I mean, listen, it may not be, because you might decide that you really prefer to feel trapped. And I'm not being sarcastic. No, we're complicated creatures, Miss Spears. But I'm hearing an open heart and a huge heart in you. And I know we're kind of at time, are close to it. So can I share a couple quick things that might make some sense to you or might not? Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. What I do is I free people. That's what I do. It's been the study of my life. You make incredible music and you do so many other beautiful things. I've heard a lot about your other activities and hobbies. I free people. I love people. And there's a science to how our brain and our biochemistry work and fit together, our spirit, our being. And my work is to free that. And if you're up for exploring a path and a possibility of how to towards that freedom, I would love, because of all the lives you've impacted so powerfully, I'd be happy to spend an hour with you having a conversation again, completely confidentially at no charge, because you're beautiful as a human. I feel it. And this is all just It's not you. It's not what it needs to be. It just isn't. So how would that resonate with you or not to have an hour conversation to take this to a better and different place potentially?
I would love that.
Cool. So is it okay if I set that up with your team? Because this is your choice now. It's not their choice. And would you like me to set that up with you directly or with your team? What's your preference?
You can set it up with me directly.
Awesome. And we exchange numbers, and I would simply say, well, thank you, Ms. Spears. And I truly wish you a blessed day, and I can't wait to talk to you on Friday. So thank you.
Thank you.
Out of roll. Simone, thank you. You did a beautiful job with Britney Spears. And how did I do as Rex having a conversation with Miss Spears?
It was really good. I felt like you were just focused the whole time and saw me as a person and came with no judgment. So it made me feel comfortable.
Beautiful. Well, and for everybody here, because as Simone played Britney Spears, she came without judgment. She came with sadness and openness and possibility. So if she didn't, the conversation would have gone slightly differently, but it would have ended 99.99% of the time in conversation number one in the same place. So thank you for that, Simone, really. I felt your energy in your heart as well. I think Dr. Matt chose wisely for you to channel your inner Britney Spears, and you did it so wonderfully. And how was your time overall, Simone, on Dr. Matt's Heart of Influence today?
Awesome. Yeah, it was really cool getting to see all these different people and hear all the amazing things that everyone's doing.
Oh, and you as well. Thank you, Simone. Beautiful job.
Thank you.
Rex, really appreciate what you're up to in the world for sure. Great job giving feedback today. I love the fun fact. And how was your time today, Rex? First of all, how did it do was you? And how was your time today on Dr. Matt's Heart of Influence, Rex?
It was really valuable. It was really a wonderful experience. It is so beautiful to see heart-centered approaches and the ability for you playing me and for the other people, during this to give themselves permission to not rush into trying to get a yes, but to actually connect with another person and let the yes evolve from the care and the concern that's given. That's a wonderful time.
No, thank you, Rex, and beautiful job. Thank you for being here today, for sure. Dr. Bob, as Dr. Fred acknowledged, really showed up in a powerful way as a person up to change, alteration, disruption with heart in the world. Thank you for that and being here today. And Dr. Bob, how was your time on the Heart of Influence?
Dr. Bob, just unmute for us. He's looking for that elusive unmute button on the phone.
Very elusive, Rita.
It's definitely more elusive on the phone than it is the computer. Swipe right, swipe right. While Dr. Bob's looking for that unmute button, shall we go somewhere else?
Sure, let's go to Jacqueline. Kick this off in the participant seat. Wonderful job.
I got it.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Yes.
All
Dr.
right.
Brown,
So,
yes.
Sean, I really appreciated your role play and Brittany's. You really listened, and that's what I really got. Right? She felt trapped, and what was your answer? What do? You free people. And how universal is that? Doesn't someone feel trapped? Or don't we all feel trapped in some area? And don't we need someone that has that mindset to move us forward? And I do believe you made that heart-to-heart connection. So valuable time. I enjoyed it. I appreciate your example. And Master Jackie, I liked your role play. Really, everybody here has done a great job today. So thank you all.
Amazing. And what I would want to know from Jackie next is, how do I get Bella to call me master? But that's a story for a different day. Jackie, amazing. So please, what's up for you? Great job in that participant seat. Thank you for leading us off. Really felt the power of your heart and impact. And please, how was your time today on the Heart of Influence?
Thank you. I enjoyed it very well. Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me, Dr. Matthew. And it was very insightful, because I like to be able to be put on the spot, because that's life. Everything's unpredictable at times, and to be able to just flow and get to know people and then get, your feedback. I wrote it down: aspirational energy to pour in more hope. I will work on that. And I really enjoyed it. I'm one of those people that just likes to dive in and go into the unknown waters and learn, unlearn to relearn, to expand and, build more connections with people. And so thank you. And thank you, Sean, for, having such the way that you went with Simone. I just loved your conversation, your heart as well in it. And just, I can feel your passion of what you've done, and your experience is through just your peace, your patience. And I really like that flow. It's really inspirational.
Yeah, well, thank you. And I just feel so compelled to say this to everyone. Thank you, Jacqueline, received, that we teach how to cause yes with people for yeses that should happen. And the version of me showing up in the space today was a mirror of Simone and the way that she played Britney Spears in the mirror of all of you. And I want to be really clear, one of the things we teach about causing leadership is how we would disrupt when, let's say, people were dismissive or disrespectful or avoidant in some different ways, and we weren't at truth. Like, we work to get to truth. So thank you. And there's been episodes of the Heart of Influence where it's gone different, not many, because we have 1,450 episodes, and it's probably 3 that have ever transpired where a different version of my leadership shows up. And that can show up with how I speak on stage and with people. And I just want to represent, because it's a very heart-centered group. And when we joked at the beginning with Belle and I have had a series of progressions to get to a place of understanding where does it look like when our leadership is permitted to step into a different energy we call Zeus energy, where there could be a lightning bolt of disruption, an opening, always looking to drop back into heart as time progresses. And that's a component of leadership. And so many beautiful heart-centered people like yourselves, like Dr. Matt, at times we are not opening the listening potentially that others would open and then use fraudulently. So if you look at the work of a Jordan Belfort, a Grant Cardone, and there's ways and dynamics energetically of how influence works that they'd be teaching that would be about how do you get something from somebody else? How do you sit across the table and make them say yes to you? And that distinction is a distinction we disagree with. And the distinction of, well, what's supposed to be is going to be, and you can kind of sort of leave it out there, is also a distinction I do not ascribe to. So we distinguish the concept of how we bring truth forward and work with people as a foundational component of the work. So I just wouldn't want to leave here today, because it's such a beautiful group of humans, and think like, hey, okay, cool. Like, we could always just like be in our heart. And then, but what happens when we come up against the Britney Spears, who is defiant, disrespectful, dismissive, and Rex could help her? And how do we open that listening? How do we cause that? That's a different conversation we didn't step into today, but we have that in other spaces here. But I just want to give that to everybody, because all of you clearly have so much to provide for people. And how do we get it there? Through different listenings. The listening of today was heart-centered goddess energy. Quite frankly, it was beautiful and easy. Thank you, Simone. But what do we do in different settings? There's more to talk about. So thank you for that. And Bella, please, there's other folks here.
Yes, let's go. Let's go over to Shelly. Shelly, thank you for being here, doing beautiful work in the world. Love your energy as well. And how was your time with us on Dr. Matt's Heart of Influence?
It was really good. I wasn't 100% sure what to completely expect, but the reminder and the work that is being done and the part that's being taught is the compassion. And that's something that's really hard to teach. And in the way you're doing it is showing people to see the other person and meet them where they are, and to have that compassion for them and understanding. And like you said, listening. It's listening from a different place and really understanding and hearing what they're saying to you. So I thought it was amazing. I am truly grateful. So thank you for your time, and thank you for all the scenarios.
No, thank you. And Shelly, so beautiful moment. Thank you, received. And I thought of a wonderful example to share with everybody really quickly. So Belle and I are at the front row of the Mets game 2 nights ago. And it's a spiritual, soulful experience with my dad. He turned 79 today. flew him up for his birthday at the Met game. He brought me to so many Met games in my life. Like the Mets are a part of our family. Like just, it's like, it is the place, like in City Slickers with Billy Crystal, that we connect most in the world. So, you know, this is a very real investment of time, energy, money, like to make this a possibility of where we're sitting, what's happening. And so we're there. And my dad is, well, a seat opens up next to Bella, one of our 4 seats, longer story. So you have 4 seats, we're there, front row. And these guys kind of say to Bella, and unbeknownst to me, hey, can my friend's gonna sit here, cool? And their friend jumps in. It's 4 gentlemen who work at Goldman Sachs and a 5th guy at Sachs. And they immediately launch into, in a very intense part of the game, right, a conversation about business. And then they're loud and they're, you know, over the top, taking up space of like, yeah, and I was out with like J-Lo in LA and blah, 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 like sitting next to Bella. Bella, am I exaggerating?
You are not exaggerating, no.
And so I kind of look over, I look over a third time over the course of about 6 or 7 minutes, and it is unrelenting, distracting. It was boundaries absent. So I simply turned and said, if you're going to sit in our seats, focus on the game or don't sit in our seats. And how quickly did that, and I said it with even more sting than that. Bella, true or not true?
Very true, yes.
Yeah. And then a little while later, I was like high-fiving the other guys behind us and like bringing the energy back up. But you might say, hey, why are you a different person? Like, why did you relate to that person that way? And the answer is because it's what I'm a master of. And I understand how to quickly disrupt and cause a different outcome in a situation. And in that situation, 5 dudes, Goldman, where they were, they had a lot of alcohol flowing. I don't drink. I wasn't going to take a risk in that moment of starting low and having them come over the top. And my expertise said, shoot right here, right now. And if it had any issue, I would very easily have known what to do in 6 different directions next. But the point of it was, there was harm happening to our experience inappropriately. Boundaries are being crossed and crashed. Like, it wasn't really a request. It was like just sitting in the seat. And then it was immediately dominating the energy of the space. And for everybody here, what I offer to you from my heart, like Mr. Miyagi would have told Daniel, you don't deserve that in the world. And this isn't about like right, wrong. I think I also served that person because he became present to what he was doing was incorrect. And I don't think too many people know how to support him in seeing something different. And so just for everyone, I want to make sure we're clear. This isn't just Kumbaya Central. I love Kumbaya. But the way we get to Kumbaya sometimes is, you know, we have to disrupt the Cobra Kai when their energy's off. See Mr. Miyagi and the Karate Kid. And this is such a beautiful heart-centered space. Your missions, your voices, like, need to be heard in the world. And how do we, as heart-centered humans, bring that out there? That's just a little bit of an access as well, and a specific example. And the rest of the night was a beautiful, beautiful night. Bella Verita.
Yes, so much so. And I wish we had, you know, hours to tell more stories. But I actually got to run, Sean. I got a doctor's appointment, so I'm going to turn it over to you to close it out. We got Idrissa, Dr. Fred, and Dr. Matt left. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
Awesome.
Thank you all so much, and I'll see you later.
Okay, so sorry we ran late, everybody. Just love this group. So if we went over, apologies for going over. But Idrissa, please, your final. How was your time today on Dr. Matt's Heart of Influence?
Yeah, I want to say thank you for the privilege. I was like coming out of a shackle, you know, when I saw the entire process going on. It's like Africa connecting the world and how to get the keys to open that door.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, thank you for that, Idrissa, and thank you. Receive a gratitude. Dr. Fred, you have a message for the world, brother, no doubt. Thank you for being here, bringing your mastery. And Dr. Fred, please, your final on Dr. Matt's Heart of Influence.
Yeah, I thought this was a great Heart of Influence. I love how everything gelled together. It was a great topic. I thought Bella did fantastic, and you're as impressive as ever today. Super fun to watch you and your magic. And was great to be with the participants, and I think I just want to honor Rex for actually following me into this Heart of Influence, because, well, I guess Rex just sometimes does what I say because I said it, and I'm so glad that he was here today. Thank you so much for being here, Rex.
Awesome. And thank you for that, Dr. Fred. Thank you, Rex. And I would want to share this only because it's like a moment in time. We've had 1,450 episodes of the Heart of Influence, and we've had friction on a show 3 times. I think that's just like an important context, because that may relate to like some of the folks here, but this is what it looks like. And we've had folks that have stepped in dismissively or disrespectfully 3 times. And all 3 of those situations over the course of time have ended magically. The first one that ever happened was the craziest situation ever in the world. And that person is still a client of Callagy Law, and massively grateful, for the work that we do. But, we don't appreciate when people, and you have been nothing but magical, come in our show and put their muddy feet on the coffee table. We might ask them politely first, and then a little bit more directly to remove their muddy feet from the coffee table. So beautiful job for everyone. And thank you for the grace, the elegance, the mastery, the heart fully present. Dr. Matt, nothing short of that I would ever expect related to you, because of your heart, your mastery, and the respect that you command. And thank you. Much love, much respect. Your final, Dr. Matt.
Thank you, Sean. 4.5 years ago, I saw my future in you, Sean Callagy, and in Blinded. And while I have been perfectly imperfect in my trajectory and my rise in mastery, I see you, brother, and you ask Bella to call you master, but sir, you are a master.
That was a joke, everybody. That's a joke.
I understand that.
Like, she's like, I have to call her boss, and we have fun with that. But
it's beautiful, and mastery is present. Mastery is present. And I just final is I had the privilege, because of your guidance and your coaching and the Unblinded formula, I had the opportunity this week with 4 patients, unique patients, new to me, to take them from hello to yes, but take them from really, really in pain and in a tough spot to transformative in a session. And it's beautiful. I could not have done this without rising to my mastery and rising my ability to confront. And so I thank you deeply.
I bring truth forward in the world, brother. Love you. Appreciate everyone. And I didn't realize Dr. Fred had caused Dr. Rex to be here. So thank you, Dr. Fred, for co-creating today. I didn't realize that space. So this was a Dr. Fred and Dr. Matt Heart of Influence. Appreciate that at the highest levels. And for everyone, I know we're way over. We have a few gifts. The number one gift I would say to pay attention to is the business acceleration session. That is not so we can sell you something. That's so we can truly open your heart and mind to what's possible. And so that's there as our primary gift. On my reputation, you will not have spent an hour creating more access to more possibility in that. And if that's not what happens, then please tell me and we will correct that. But I've never had anybody tell me that, number one. Number two, October 22nd, Allison Armstrong, many relate to her as one of the, if not the top relationship expert on the planet. We will be doing Mastering Men, Women, and Money. Fascinating experiment in the process of life. Definitely highly recommend come as our guest October 22nd if you're looking to cause more. This is a group of heart-centered, growth-minded folks, learners, but growth-minded. Like this group, Dr. Matt, doesn't strike me as like seekers. Seekers are people who are, as Allison Armstrong used to say, are like cookie monsters for information. This group seems like people bring forward things in the world in a powerful way. So hopefully this is not the end. And if it is, for us, definitely do not have it be the end for your working with each other. Thank you in every show by saying this. I may be physically blind, which I am, but I'm absolutely certain as the possibilities for acceleration that sit right in front of so many of us. With those possibilities sitting right there, the challenge is, at some level, we are all blind, but just learning to see. Thank you, everybody. Great job, Dr. Fred, Dr. Matt, everybody. Appreciate you. Happy Thankful Thursday.
Thank you all. Be well.